good.
Yeah. You know what? I know like it might have not been like some people will disagree with it, but do you know how awesome it was to steal or prime? Like
Bro, it was
You
so
still have that video
satisfying.
on
it
YouTube of
was
Steven doing it.
yeah, it's literally the most satisfying thing in the game.
Say, bring that video up on stream. Kind of know what I'm
Literally
talking about,
did
just because it is on
when
your
I was
YouTube.
I do have a little
when I was
small, pretty poor quality video somewhere, yeah.
What do you mean? Everything looks beautiful back in Paragon.
Yeah, but my skills.
every time I play with people in voice chat, they just scream when we steal it or prime.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. Um, and
These were
why
the days.
and why it's called orb dunking is because you literally would go on the wall and dunk. You would literally jump in like you're Donkey
Yeah.
Kong and just skadoosh, you got him. And then you just I remember being Quag. Okay, I remember being Quag. You throw the sword on Orb and you know because you know you're about to lose this team fight or whatever, and then you just wait. And you have a ward there so you can watch him, and then you see the health, and then you just wait. Jump in, steal it, and then you just look at them like, whoa, yeah, I took it.
Oh, it's so annoying watching Steven going into this.
It is, yeah. I just don't understand. He just literally rolls up with a countess
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
steals it. And like, but that's a good play. Like that, I'm pretty sure he dies afterwards. That's definitely worth it.
I think towards the end, but
Yeah.
again,
No, he's not dead yet. Look at that. He's
Dude,
not
I
dead. He
miss
has like
Richter.
one health. What? Okay,
you
now
don't remember this?
I don't remember this. He literally had one health and walked out. Not only that, the whole
Dude, it's
team just
insane.
came in and we just rolled up and just destroyed the whole enemy team. Steve has
Yep.
literally a flicker of health and he's still alive.
And mind you, this is all on console doing the controller.
Yeah. Countess was good on console though.
Yeah.
Like that's where heroes like more I guess were kind of beneficial was because like it really did cater to the console players. But you know it's still more I guess and you know it's more I guess. So let's talk about now what Reverb sent me. So Reverb, he's a tester for Strange Matter Studios, and just a little bit ago he sent me a little document. I thought it was going to be some gameplay, but I got smoked. But it's still pretty awesome. What it is. So
Yep.
actually, what it is it's only a few characters. It talks about Kalari, Wraith, Belica, and Fang Mal, and it actually says what their abilities are with a passive. So he actually has a few documents drafted already. So let's start with the first one. Fang Mal. We have the Q, the temporal dash. Fang Mal flashes forward, ending the dash with a basic attack guaranteed to crit. Colliding with an enemy stops the attack. It's literally the same thing. E, hamstring. Deal damage at a melee range AoE. Targets hits. Targets hit deal reduced damage for X seconds, diminishing returns for each additional target after 2. Uh, yep, I think the diminishing returns part is new, but the first part definitely isn't. The RMB, absolute focus. Shield and Fang Mao generates a shield that blocks incoming damage. The shield is increased based on the number of enemies near when casted.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm. No, he always had a shield. He always had a shield. That like nothing's new.
Yeah, but you get more the more people is around you though.
Hmm. That's really cool. You get more, and like this is all drafted. None of this is confirmed. It's just drafting. We're not talking about anything. I want to mention that. And his R.
Wait, this is his ideas or this is info
This
from
is
the game?
this is Reverb's ideas.
Oh, it's his ideas.
This
Okay,
is what he thinks would be a good idea. But we can't. But
I see.
yeah. So we have the alt. Fang Mao leaps into the air and slams his pole arm onto the ground, dealing damage in a line in front of him. Gains armor for 6 seconds while slash after alting based on how many allies are nearby. You have to use the animations. Oh, okay. So Reaver just came in the stream, and he's just saying, if I'm correct, uh, he's saying that because the assets come with animations, that is one of the benefits of the assets. The abilities have to
Yeah,
work with the animations because they're not trying to create new animations.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So actually, I think it's really awesome. So for the most part, we haven't got to the passive yet. The kit looks the exact same, but it adds like an extra ability on each of the abilities that makes them a bit better. And I really like the idea of Fang Mao. The more team oriented he is, uh, the better bonus that he gets.
Okay, but he's a jungler, right? How is his ganking gonna work?
Uh, I wouldn't say he's a jungler. I saw him more so in the off lane, but like he's definitely a jungler as well.
Often.
Yeah. Um, there are some extra animations. Okay, so there is a few extra animations for the characters, but I have not seen what the extra animations are. I have literally no idea. Actually, that would be a good idea. We might want to look into those. Um, anywho, let's go off your issue. He's a jungler. How is he going to gain these buffs? Well, when you're jungling, you're always when you go for the gank, you're always meeting up with someone, right? So there's always going to be one ally around you. But then, so I think this would benefit, and it also definitely benefits in the team fight. Like once you get out of laning phase, this is perfect. This is super fantastic.
Doesn't he get buffs off enemy that allies?
He gets buffs. Oh, it's based off the number of enemies. I thought it said number of enemy
Yeah.
heroes. Oh, so he gets more shields based off the number of enemies. No, that'd be good because once you get into a team fight, it'll be very useful, I think.
Yeah, it will be, but if you gank one person, it's not gonna be as
It's not going to be
strong.
as useful. But that's what's kind of cool about this in a sense is because the first ability is the ability, but then he has a second effect essentially that becomes better and better as the later the game gets in. But it's still very skilled because you want to um, yeah, it can change. The only problem, if I was to say an issue that I have with this, the only issue I have is I come from Call of Duty competitive, and in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is last year's Call of Duty, there is an issue where for some reason Treyarch decided to make the characters have 200 health instead of 150, and it's usually at 150 or I might have said the numbers wrong, but either way, the characters took a few more hits to kill. That just your character with the gun. And there was a health regen option. So if we consider this shield, quote unquote, like a health regen, even though it's not a health regen, it's a shield, but it can do the same thing if used properly. Uh, there is a thing in Call of Duty where even though in every other COD it was a smart idea to do a flank, well, or to do a certain gank from a certain angle, uh, you just stopped doing that in Black Ops 4 because it was even smarter to just hold your uh, teammate's hand and just push forward because you had a shield or you had a health regen thing, and because you had that extra little bit of health. So I can see where that could be an issue because no one wants to just AFK push up a lane, let's say, with the rest of your team, and that's the smartest play because Fang Mao is broken now because there's four other people around him. That's where I think there could be an issue with that. But that's a testing thing, right?
I also have an issue with him that he has no CC anymore.
He has no CC. He doesn't, yeah.
Back in the day, back in the day, he had a slow, big, big AoE slow.
Yeah, his hamstring ability would be a slow.
Oh,
Is that with the
okay.
diminishing returns for each additional target hit after 2 seconds? Reverb, what exactly do you mean by diminishing returns? If you don't mind me asking, if you're still there. But while we're waiting for that, I'm going to talk about the passive. Passive, Master of Arts. Fang Mao gains attack speed for each ally around him. He also gains health regen for each enemy around him. I'm going to be
Okay.
honest. That sounds
That's interesting.
I'm going to be honest. That ability sounds broken. It sounds really good, which is a good
It
thing.
depends what numbers
Yeah.
it's gonna have.
But that's what's good about that passive is it's not going to be a kit issue. It's going to be a number issue, so it's going to be really easy to balance. Oh, you're in game. Sorry. Chandler, are you there?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about this idea? Do you think there's anything? Do you like the idea? Do you think there can be a bit of tweaking? Well, what is your opinion?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I never played Fang Mal 1, so I wouldn't be able to tell you with kit what would actually feel proper.
Okay, okay, cool. What did you think about? What do you think about his? Silver Koi says, "I want CC." So some people are a bit pissed about the CC, and as you said, Kenny, he was clearly using the jungle a little bit. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't know if people are may disagree with me, but for usually what the trend seems to be that a jungler has to have some kind of hard CC, or definitely a soft CC, but hard CC usually makes the character a bit better. That's why Rux and Sev are always like at the top. Um, well, Sev a bit more than that, but that if you don't have the CC, is Fang gonna be viable in the jungle, or is he only gonna be an offlaner?
He sounds like it's an offense character now.
Yeah. And I do think majority of the time he was an offlaner. Like especially when you watch at the pro level, like he was never played.
But if he
Never
has
played.
so many buffs around a team fight, it kind of defeats the purpose of offline a bit.
It does in a sense. It does. I can see that. It's kind of uh but I do think it's a good idea. I just think there might be a bit of an issue. And my biggest thing is that from experience, I've seen abilities like this that cause an issue where instead of ganking, which logically makes sense that it should be the smarter play, just AFK pushing with your head down is the smarter play in a team fight
Yeah.
because the characters are gaining too much from having allies around them. Simple as that. Um, instead of,
Sometimes it's the best call to push in that fight.
yeah, sometimes the best counter push is just to go forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anywho, we're gonna move on. So we got a few more characters. We got Belica, Wraith, and Kalari. So we're gonna go on to Belica. So we're gonna start with her main abilities and go for the passive at the end. Belica's already in the game. Already in the game. So this is what Reverb thinks would be better for Belica. Because it is clear, if you're following the Discord and the dev streams, that Belica it is clear that Strange Matter is not satisfied with the changes to Belica's kit. It is clear that that is the case. Um, as I brought up an issue of my own, and I brought it up last Faultarian Journal, that she went from being a utility mage to what felt like more of just a damage mage. And when you're trying to increase a niche, it's usually better to keep stuff like that. But they argued that taking away the mana is too broken. It's too good. That riot drone ability that she had. So we're saying okay, riot drone taking away mana from enemy heroes is not fun to play against. I can agree to that. I can agree to that. But I
I don't think it was that OP. But I don't know.
yeah,
I don't think it did enough, to be honest.
you don't think it did enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Chandler, what do you think? I don't know if Chandler's there. Maybe he's not
I
there. Maybe
mean,
okay.
again, I'm kind of in the same boat that I never found it
You never
that
you never found it.
overpowered or that annoying to play again.
You just found it not as impactful as
Yeah.
they seem to be making
Exactly.
it
Just
out to
dodge
be.
the
Yeah.
attack.
No, but
Just don't get hit by it.
you can't. You
Done.
couldn't dodge her riot drone though. If you're in the AO, well, I guess you could. Like if you were in the AOE, you were losing your mana. It's
Dude,
just as
a
simple as
carry
that.
could have one-shot the drone.
Yeah,
That's true. That
you
is true.
have ways playing against, like, it's not like it was 100% guaranteed.
Yeah.
You're fucked out of
It
luck and you
was
won't be able to any of your ability.
it was a two-shot drone. So okay.
That's why people have to be smart and put it behind walls.
Okay. So what Reverb's idea is that her Q is seismic assault. If you don't know what that is, because it doesn't say here. He just has a few suggestion notes in his opinion. Um, the her Q was a root. In a straight line, you get rooted, you get shot up. It's pretty fantastic. It's probably literally her best ability, even though her alt probably should be. But this Q is probably her best ability. And his idea is that he thinks the Q should be a bit faster. So he's saying that you should be able to root people even faster than you already do.
So travel time faster?
Yeah, make the travel time of her Q faster.
I guess. I mean, the travel time is what made her unique, though.
It
I
is, yeah.
think
Yeah, it looks cooler
it's a lot
animation
more
wise.
skill shot than just the
Yes.
basic route.
Because if you make it faster, um, well, how are you dodging that? Imagine if I said to you, every time you run into a Belica, you're gonna get rooted because you cannot move fast enough to dodge it.
Well, I could have dodged it in Paragon a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know.
Yes. And
Uh,
and and as yes, it's a knockup. Yes, it's not a root. It's a knockup. And of course, this is subject to change. This is just we're just okay. Reverb just said in the chat that even if he did speed it up, it would still be dodgeable. So there still is, and like it would be reasonably dodgeable. So it just
so he
makes
so he thinks in Paragon version it was too slow.
uh I think he's not saying the Paragon version was too slow. I think he's saying the current Fault version is too slow.
I see.
Because
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, and everyone that's been watching gameplay can agree to this. Belica is worse in Fault at the moment than she was in Paragon. But that's a problem because every other character just got a passive and they got better. And Belica also got a passive, but she is still worse. So there's nothing that and like I've talked about this in the past. There is nothing that makes Belica anymore, is what it feels like. Besides her Q, her Q is unique to her. But you know, anywho, uh, the E or the Riot drone. So this was changed on Strange Matters End. They made it so that it's like the you put a drone down, and instead of it taking away your mana, everybody that uses an ability in the drone's radius um, gets dealt ability damage by her drone. And then this is kind of the thing that seems pretty reasonable, but that's where she falls out of her utility into a damage, in my opinion. Or like I guess you can argue she's an anti-ability mage, but it's not clear. I don't see that clear anti-ability idea
What
with
I think
this.
would be cool
What?
for the drone is to increase cooldown of enemy abilities.
Reduce or
No,
increase the
increase.
cooldown?
Yes, but like a
Ooh,
second for every ability.
or increase the cooldown of enemy abilities that use abilities
If the
in the
drone
drone
is up,
if the drone is up. That might be really cool because that's where that's a clear anti-ability mage idea. And
yeah.
that sounds kind of broken in theory.
No, that can destroy it.
Oh,
Obvious.
and okay, and this is the part I didn't get to mention. Strange Matter has at the moment that the drone is indestructible but it
Uh,
lasts for 4 seconds. So you're saying get rid of this it deals damage ability because that doesn't suit her kit very well, and I agree to that. Increase the cooldown of enemy heroes' abilities for each ability that they use within the drone's radius, and the drone is killable, but it doesn't take one
yes,
to two hits. Let's say it takes 4 to 6. That's what
sure.
Kenny is saying. That I think that's awesome. Uh, but what does Reverb say? What is Reverb's opinion on this? Drone turret that prioritizes targets you auto attack. Short range, but can be repositioned by holding E. Retarget to new destination. The drone must reach its new destination before being sent to a new location. 4 to 6 hits to destroy. The
I'm
drone.
kind of confused.
Okay, so what I think he means is you use your E. You put your drone down, and every character, every enemy hero or minion that you hit with an auto attack, the drone also does ability damage to them. If that makes any sense.
To the same target you hit?
Yes, the same target that you hit. And that the drone actually like moves. So instead of just placing it, you say you're gonna go here, and the drone you watch the drone uh, come out and actually walk slowly to that position. And then once it reaches that position, you can reposition it again with your E. And it takes a few more hits to destroy since it'll be a bit easier to destroy because it takes a few seconds. So the drone moves with the character now. Is what his idea is. That's actually really unique and really cool. I got my heart set now on the anti-ability mage idea. But
Yeah.
if Strange Matter wants to go the direction of damage Belica, uh, I actually really like this ride drone. I think it's way better than what she currently has.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, it's basically like it's based because I don't know if you knew. So the Fault passive that they came out with is that the drone sits above her, and every basic attack that she hits deals ability damage. So
So
basically,
it's
what
always there?
it's always there. But what Reverb is now saying is, what if we made that her E still, but the drone followed her, and it's not, and it is destructible, but it just takes a few more hits than what it did in Paragon.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then you got the RMB, the Void Bomb. Uh, Basically, Reverb's note on this idea is that so the Void Bomb, it's still just an AOE bomb, but Strange Matter decided that it's going to give Belica mana. That's the secondary ability of her Void Bomb. Which now, if you look at it, hang on, I just want to point this out. We haven't even talked about her ult yet, but her ult has something to do with less mana. Her ability drone has something to do with using abilities and damage, and now you got a Void Bomb, sorry, that deals damage and has something to do with mana regen. So what is Belica? Is she an anti-ability mage? Is she a gain mana mage? Is she a damage mage? Like, what is she? Like, I don't get it. I don't know what she is. And,
I think her passive needs to be changed
yeah. Uh,
to. So if you hit enemy or even minions with your ability, her passive regenerates mana around the teammates in the radius.
oh. So, could you just say that again? Sorry?
So if she hit things with her abilities, even minions or enemies, her passive is a mana regen around her for the team as well.
So, you think that, off the top of your head, you think it might be a good idea to make her passive ability more so about mana regen for herself and her team than dealing that basic energy damage that they currently have.
Yeah, only do that if you hit things with your abilities, not basic attacks.
Okay. Oh, with abilities. So the more abilities you use, the more mana regen you get. So then it gives you
Yeah,
incentivizes you to use more abilities. Uh,
yeah,
okay, that can be. And the kicker is that it helps enemies. It helps your allies gain mana regen also. So then
yeah.
characters like Crunch, behold Crunch whenever he decides to jump in the game, or uh, well, they're probably going to rework him a bit because he was pretty trash. But we're talking about Paragon Crunch. Uh, we'll actually have a bit of mana to keep Wombo comboing people with his two big fists. So
Yeah,
that actually might be, and that's like very easy counterable.
it's a
Mana regen.
sustain for your team a bit in
Yeah,
team fight.
yeah, and uh, and it would be good in team comp. That's a good idea. Okay, and now we're on to the alt, and then we're going to talk about the passive at the end. We're leaving the passives for the end. So the current alt in Paragon and Fault that Strange Matter has, it's the exact same alt. You pull out a pistol, you look at an enemy target, you shoot him, you look badass doing so, and you do 1% additional ability damage depending on how much mana they do not have. So what Reverb's idea here is he's just given a suggestion is the empowerment of abilities, kind of like Heimerdinger alt. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who Heimerdinger is. Uh, uses
I don't know
the
either.
uses the emote where she looks at her wrist or the animation. Oh, so apparently there's an animation that I have not seen that's in the Paragon assets, where she looks at her wrist.
I remember it was an emo,
Okay, it was an emote. It
actually.
was an emote.
Yeah.
Okay, so his idea is her alt empowers her abilities. It makes her abilities better, so they do more damage. And kind of like Heimerdinger's alt. I don't know who Heimerdinger is, but we're gonna just uh, go on Google right fast. See.
I don't know. I like her current ult because it's so satisfying to pull off.
Okay. Heimerdinger is a League of Legends character. Okay. What's his alt? Heimerdinger. So let's see. We got passive, active, blah blah blah. It must be lightning. No. Okay. Heimerdinger empowers his next ability, placing it on the same cooldown as its basic form, modifying its damage, and making it free to cast. Oh, so what he's saying is that make Belica's alt empower one of her other abilities so that it's free to cast um, and it does more damage, whatever that ability is. And there's a bit more to Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger has an upgrade active for 3 seconds without using another ability. He can reactivate to cancel the empowerment and put on a 3-second cooldown. Upgrade only goes on its normal cooldown if Heimerdinger uses an empowered ability. Okay, cool. I don't think that last part's very helpful. Uh, what do you two think? Do you guys do you think that giving Belica a new ability is like completely new ability, different emote? Do you think that's the way they should go, or do you think they can quote unquote salvage what has happened with her alt and keep it the same so that it still works with her kit?
I kind of like her current.
Okay. Her alt modifies. Oh, I see. Oh, so he has more. There's more to it actually. So there's actually more to this upgrade. I'm glad. Thank you, Reverb. I really appreciate it. Cause I wouldn't have looked at it. Okay, so if we're talking this upgrade ability for her alt. So an empowered Q ability would be a trident shaped Q. Oh, I see what he's saying. So instead of doing one line, you do 3 lines of knockups.
Okay,
And it
so
kind of looks like a cactus a little bit, this little drawing.
I understand that.
An empowered E, which is her riot drone, shoots each target you auto attack and each enemy that casts ability damage inside range. Resets aggro if enemies walk out of range. Buff drone health, maybe. So shoots each target you auto attack. So instead of hitting one enemy, you hit all enemies when you hit an auto attack, and each enemy that casts ability, and it also hits each enemy that casts an ability inside the range, which is what Strange Matter currently has on the E. And maybe make the drone take a few more hits than 4 or 6, make it more like 7 or 8, 7 to 9. And her power.
Yes, not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. And then
I like it.
her old empowered RMB is her old art. Her an empowered. So instead of having a void bomb, her RMB ability simply becomes her old alt. Lock on ability. Lock on ability. Simple as that. What do you guys think of that?
Uh, does it do the same thing basically?
Yeah, so instead of having a void bomb, an empowered void bomb would, instead of, you would just get rid of the void bomb entirely and you pull out your pistol and you do the old ult. What do you guys think of that?
It has the wave clear.
It does. Does it have to?
I mean, she's a mid laner.
Yeah, but like you still have the wave clear with the regular void bomb. It's just that the empowered version of that ability would be
Oh,
the old ult.
empowered. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
suppose. Yeah.
what do you?
But what if no one is low and you're just stuck with three abilities or two abilities?
Yeah, and that's actually really cool, and a really good point is that each empowered ability gives gives a type of utility with Belica. So then you're saving the nostalgia of what is Belica as a utility mage, plus you're making her better, and you're taking away that mana, because Strange Matter is. They've essentially said we're wiping the hands away with mana takeaway. They don't like it. They wanted to get rid of it. So maybe we're keeping all.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And for everyone that is wondering, Uh, so what we're doing here, I'm just going to do like a little plug. What we're doing here is doing a Faultarian discussion, as what we're our Faultarian journal is what we're calling it. We're doing a discussion of all things Fault. We're trying to take ideas and concepts and debates among the community, and we're actually taking in people from the community that are not that are just a consumer, just like myself and Chandler, and and um, and they're also giving their opinions. So what we're trying to do is try to get the opinion of of the mass amount of people. So more so what you see when you watch the dev streams at the moment or listen to a podcast is you see a lot of internal tester opinions, but you don't really get to see the opinions of the public. So yes, we might be throwing out a tester's idea, but we're getting to see the idea and thoughts from the public point of view.
I think
So,
mainly it's a lot of people who just used to play Paragon and what they want to see in a game that success is
yeah.
mainly looking at the state of this game and then thinking about what we had in Paragon and what's the happy medium between the two and
Hmm.
what you really want going forward.
Yeah. And one thing that I just want to commend Strange Matter, because I know there's a highly good chance that they've probably tuned into this because of who they are, and they're probably writing down what we say because that's just who they are. And I know that they're probably really considering this valuable information, and it's that kind of commitment from Strange Matter Studios that makes me want to do this kind of thing. Because I want the community itself to have a voice, and I think Strange Matter is allowing that opportunity to do so, and I commend them for that.
They changed season pass overnight.
They literally changed it overnight because one third of the population, they won't say it's one third, but it looked like it was. Uh, One third of the player base said "fuck that," and we're talking everywhere. We're talking from the top devs to the testers to the general public. There's someone somewhere that would disagreed with it, and they changed it literally in less than 24 hours. Like that's how good they are. Like I just, I'm just
You're a
so
fanboy now,
impressed.
huh?
Yeah, so impressed. So, Chandler, do you have any thoughts about the Belica thing? Are you looking up at the stream so you can see what's reading it, or do you need?
Yeah, again, just it's hard
It's been too
me having
long.
any opinion of any. Well, it's between being too long, not playing any character that.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, just look. I can have objective based on what I'm seeing, but I wouldn't be able to tell you if I had a preference between what they currently have and what could be changed.
And what could be changed. That's true. Yeah, unfortunately, some of the public, such as Chandler, who is a console player and still is, hasn't really had the opportunity to uh, be in an alpha That's the reality of things. They only give out 10,000 keys, which
I haven't tried it either.
which in per exact yeah, and in perspective, those 10,000 keys didn't go to 10,000 different people. That's not what happened. Because I had 3 of them myself. You know. Anywho, that's beside the point. So we're gonna move on to Wraith.
Everyone wants Grux.
We
That's
have
really the one thing that, like, with early access,
okay.
that have Grux.
So we got Countess, we got Chimera. They want to go over, and they want to go over a hypothetical Grux build, and we have 2 Gruxes, and I know Kenny's a big fan of Grux. So let's start with Grux, and then we'll go down the list of what we have, which is Countess and Chimera, as they're already characters, so it'll be a bit different. I make kits like this for every hero, and let's just say some of them are gonna be in the game. You know, I believe it. I believe it, Reverb, because uh, when it comes to what I've read so far, what you did, and you said you wrote this in an hour, I would say the Wraith and the Kalari kit, in particular, uh,
Yeah, those two are definitely.
they are spot on. They are very good, and we're
I
gonna.
don't think anyone will ever be happy with any build of Belica.
I'm gonna be
That's just
honest.
going to be a
I'm gonna be honest.
thorn
I
side.
I I said a quick comment in the Discord general chat once about Belica a few days ago, and I said Belica is not as good as Gideon. Simple as that. If you choose Belica, you're at a disadvantage at the moment because she's clearly worse. Uh, and I stand by that statement. People may agree, disagree, but that's what I believe. But at the same time, I'm also only going off of what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah, we also haven't seen this hypothetical build for Belica in the game anyway. So I mean, who knows? This could just be
Oh,
she's the
Reverb as a tester is
yeah
saying
yeah.
that she's actually the best character in the game. Oh, but she not her kit, but her stats are OP. Okay. Okay. So let's go on to